Hey, Mr. Clash here with a bit of a strategy video for farming at Town Hall 9 in the post-update No More Town Hall Sniping and expensive army world. Now, like everyone else, I was struggling to find a cheap alternative army to get some nice loot. So let me just start off by saying, for the people who are too long didn't listen, the answer is Queen Walk in Masters. Okay, now how this came about was a post on the Supercell forums by a guy in Champs who decided he would barch the outside collectors and things on Town Hall 10s. He was himself a Town Hall 10 with maxed heroes, just for 1 star, just to get the league bonus. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Later in that day, someone came at me with a super queen. So it had a queen with 8 healers on it, and dropped the queen with the 8 healers here, sent the wall breakers in to try and get to my dark elixir, and as you can see, I have little bombs outside. They blew up, wall breakers all died, and the queen was stuck. So had some archers here, funneled that, the queen shot all this stuff, and then the queen started pathing this way, gradually taking everything out as she went. All these things. He had some hogs, and he just sent in some hogs to take out these weapons to help with the queen, and that queen ended up walking all the way around here before dying, and got a lot of my loot because, as you can see, the storages are on the outside. So those two things together on the same day made me realise that coming in with go wee-wees and go wipes and all these expensive armies, that I wasn't doing that. I was just attacking bases with giants and barch and some wizards and smashing into the core. But that wasn't getting me a lot of the outside loot, and it was pretty expensive on elixir. I'd try to break even on elixir, but everyone that was attacking me wasn't. So I figured what I would do based on those two things happening in the same day was I would just deliberately queen walk the outside of bases just to get the 50% loot bonus, league bonus in Masters and up. Now, I'll get off this, I'll clear this off, I'll show you my log and tell you how that's been going. I'll just clear that away. Alright, so this is my current attack log that I have. Now you'll see that there's a minus there, but you'll see that there's no queen in the top 2 at all. So the top one is a Town Hall 10 that I hit just as I was running out of shield. And as I was running out of shield, I thought, I've got to do an attack, And unfortunately, this attack here against Smike So 2700 Dark Elixir, I wanted to show you that one because I only used 4 healers and it was a beautiful walk. The queen just walked around the base. So what I'll do, I'll cut to that now and I'll just do a little write-up diagram of why I achieved it with 4 healers, but I ended up using a lot of archers and barbs. So I'll just pop over to that now. We'll have a look at it, then I'll come back to the log. Alright, so with this base, what I did, the guy must have had a shield and he had some of his things were a little bit full. They're a little bit full now. So I noticed these collectors down here were a little bit full, and a lot of these mines and pumps were full as well. So what I did was I dropped my queen here and I put 4 healers on her. Then I dropped a bunch of archers on this, this and this. The idea was to take these things out. So the queen came in, nuked all these, and then started pathing around this way. And as she did, took out these things, came into the gap, took out these things, and kept going. Got there, took these out, taking all of these things out as she walked around the base. That's all she was doing. Remember, I'm only interested in the 50% and 1 star. Look, yes, that's nice, and I could probably have dove into that or charged into that with the wall breakers and things, but I didn't feel that I needed to. And so getting some of these full storages as she walks around, and coming to around about here, she got this and this and this. She's taking all these out, and at that point I then just dropped all my barbs and archers on these few things, try and get some of that loot. And then once that had happened, I activated the Queen's ability to help her heal and ended the battle. I'd achieved the 50%, I'd gotten all the loot, and as you could see, I got a really nice sum of loot, 2,700 dark elixir. So that's what I did with this base. So I'm looking at a base where I can walk around, the Queen can possibly take out air defense, and if she can't, is there something else I can do about it? So we'll go back to my log and I'll just clear that off. Go back to my log and have a look at one of the replays in action. Okay, as you've seen, that was a nice little Queen walk on Mike. I didn't really need to drop all those barbs and archers to get the 50%, but I did it to get a little bit of the extra loot. So as we keep going down my log, you'll see there's a little bit of a common theme, sometimes 4 archers, sometimes 6, sometimes 4 healers or 6 healers or 7 healers. And you can see I'm getting 50 something percent, sometimes 2 stars, sometimes 1. At the bottom one there, obviously, nice lot of dark elixir and nice lot of loot. They're not all big loots like that. My main goal was to look for bases that I could walk the Queen around to get the 1 star league bonus, not necessarily what was full of loot. If I could find a base where she could get to the loot while she's walking, that's fantastic. And I would attack that base doing the same thing. The whole idea was that it was only going to be a Queen walk to begin with. I had no intention of charging into the middle, doing a Super Queen charge into the middle. My soul, if I found a base like that, great, I would. But I was looking at the bases solely on the idea that I would walk the Queen around them. And I was able to find plenty of bases. So what I'll do now, we'll have a look at the attack on Crow, and we'll just have a little bit of a walk through. I'll explain some things as we go on this one. Now I decided I wanted the Queen to go to the right hand side because his enemy Queen was down on upgrade. So I dropped my Queen up above, slightly to the right with 4 healers, and then I dropped some archers on the left just to help clear away that stuff to send her on her walk around the base to the right hand side. That's my goal. As you can see, the storages are pretty accessible. She's not going to obviously get to all of them because there's just not enough time for her to start cleaning all those things out. I'm sure if I bought some hogs or some things like that to help take out some of the weapons while they're shooting on her, then she could move around quicker, but I haven't gotten to that stage yet. So here she is, she's just walking around. Now one thing to be careful of if you're going to do this, when she comes to the corner where the archer pad is, she'll walk around, but the healers will cut the corner, and when they start to cut the corner, they will be in range of the air defense, and the air defense will start to shoot them. That's why I don't drop all the healers on her in one go, and I have some in reserve so that when those healers start to get shot, I just drop some more healers on the opposite side of the air defense to help keep the Queen alive, and opposite side of the air defense so that they will path in behind the Queen how she walks. So as you can see, the air defense is getting onto those healers now, so I just drop a couple more healers, and now I just keep an eye on her. She's got an Expo on her and an Archer Tower at the moment shooting on her, and now 2 Expos with the healers getting shot by the air defense, and now the Tesla. Her health starts to go down, so drop a rage onto the healers to help heal her back up. And you'll notice I've just dropped some archers on the right hand side at the bottom. Now that's forced her, that's taken away those targets from my queen, and so the nearest target then is behind the wall. So she starts to shoot the wall. If I hadn't have dropped those archers, then she would have kept pathing around. So she's now shooting the wall, getting in. She, with the clan troops coming out, drop a poison and drop another rage on her. I'm keeping her ability up my sleeve. And then I just drop some Barch troops just around the bottom to help get the extra percentage to make sure I get the 50%. That's the whole point of doing this, is to just walk the queen around the base to get the 50%. And up in Masters 1 where I am, when I started doing this, I was in Masters 2. I had 490,000 gold, and after my first session of 11 attacks, I had 3.1 million gold. And I'd gone up 78 trophies. So I was pretty pleased with the results, and I've been doing it since the last 3 or 4 days. I was able to quickly get my Dark Elixir from 40,000 up to 85,000, a little bit more than 85,000, to upgrade my queen. And so that's what I've been doing for the last few days. Just doing queen walks, and as you can see, she's upgrading now. She's been upgrading for 2 days. And since that upgrade has started, you can see on my attack log, 1 day and 20 hours ago was the last time I did a queen walk. And I've done 2 attacks since then. So I've done basically 2 attacks in 2 days. So I haven't really done much since she's been upgrading. So that's my little take on it. Much cheaper than trying to come in with full-on armies and dropping all 4 spells every time. A little bit quicker to train because I've always got healers training in the barracks, and I've found it more lucrative on gold. I found it better to get elixir and better to get dark elixir. By having all those healers, I've always got the option of doing a queen charge, super queen charge into the core with the king to get some good dark elixir. But as it stands at the moment, with my league bonus being 160,000, I'm quite happy to just walk around the base, get 1 star for a league bonus. Just like the old days, Town Hall sniping, this is like a little bit of an bit more involved Town Hall snipe, that is to get 1 star. So that's, and my goal is to get up to champs, because obviously you can see on the right hand side there the league bonus up in champ 3 is substantial. And to keep doing this because it's easy and it's very cost effective. It's not, I'm not spending 250,000 elixir in troops at all. So that's what I've been doing queen walks around bases for 1 star up in Masters and having a ball. So to me, that's like the new Town Hall sniping, and that's how I've been farming now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.